Welcome to Storytime with the Conemaugh Township High School Band. Today we're going to take you through a story called Peter and the Wolf. This is the story of Peter and the Wolf. Each character in the tale is going to be represented by a different instrument of the orchestra, which we've changed to band. For instance, the bird will be played by the flute. Here's the duck, traditionally played by the oboe, but in our case, a soprano saxophone. The cat by the clarinet. The bassoon typically represents the grandfather in the story. However, in our case, it's a bari saxophone. The wolf by the French horns, but in our case, the trombone. The hunters in our version will be represented by the trumpet. And Peter by the strings, and in our case, the alto saxophone. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we shall begin.
Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went into a big, green meadow.
On a branch of a big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird happily. Yes, all is quiet.
Just then a duck came waddling round. She was glad that Peter hadn't closed the gate and decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow.
Seeing the duck, the little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to her, and shrugged his shoulders. "What kind of bird are you if you can't fly?" said he.
To this the duck replied, "What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?" and dived into the pond.
They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond and the little bird hopping along the shore.
Suddenly, something caught Peter's attention.
It was a cat crawling through the grass.
The cat thought, "The bird is busy arguing. I'll just grab him." Stealthily, she crept towards him on his velvet paws.
"Look out!" shouted Peter, and the bird immediately flew up into the tree
while the duck quacked at the cat from the middle of the pond.
The cat walked around the tree and thought, "Is it worth climbing up so high? By the time I get there, the bird will have flown away."
Just then, Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone into the meadow.
"It is the dangerous place. If a wolf should come out of the forest, then what would you do?"
But Peter paid no attention to his grandfather's words.
Boys like Peter aren't afraid of wolves.
But Grandfather took Peter by the hand,
locked the gate, and led him home.
No sooner had Peter gone than
a big gray wolf came out of the forest.
In a twinkling,
Cat climbed up the tree.
The duck quacked and in her excitement jumped out of the pond.
But no matter how hard the duck tried to run, she couldn't escape the wolf.
He was getting near, catching up with her. Then he got her, and with one gulp swallowed her.
And now, this is how things stood. The cat was sitting on the branch, the bird on another, not too close to the cat.
And the wolf walked round and round the tree, looking at them with hungry eyes.
In the meantime, Peter, without the slightest fear, stood behind the gate, watching all that was going on.
He ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed up the high stone wall.
One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall.
Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter lightly climbed over onto the tree.
Peter said to the bird, "Fly down and circle over the wolf's head, only take care that he doesn't catch you."
The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him this side and that.
how that bird teased the wolf, and how the wolf wanted to catch him. But the bird was clever, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it.
Meanwhile, Peter made a lasso and, carefully letting it down and down and down, caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might.
Feeling himself caught, the wolf began to jump wildly, trying to get loose. But Peter tied the other end of the rope to the tree, and the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter.
Just then, the hunters came out of the woods, following the wolf's trail and shooting as they went.
But Peter, sitting in the tree, said, "Don't shoot! Birdie and I have already caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo."
Now just imagine the triumphant procession, Peter at the head, after him the hunters leading the wolf, and winding up the whole procession, Grandfather and the cat.
Grandfather shook his head discontentedly. Well, if Peter hadn't caught the wolf, what's then?
Above them flew Birdie chirping merrily. "My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I. Look what we have caught."
And if one would listen very carefully, he would hear the duck quacking inside the wolf, because the wolf, in his hurry, had swallowed her alive.